Welcome back to this YouTube channel, Yellow House Wellness, and this is my debriefing of my RBM breathwork sessions. So this is session 13. This occurred at the end of April 2025. So earlier this year, we are now in June 2025. Um, so starting with my um, you know, debrief of the week, and then moving into the intention, then into the breathe, and then the debrief after the breathe. So, my intention from the previous breathe, my intention from week 12 was that everything is always working out for me. And that really stuck with me for the week. Um, I felt so much more confident. And that mantra was just with me. It was everywhere. It was with me. Just everything is always working out for me. And, um, even though um, in my business the week before was not financially productive, I had the highest ever day of sales in my business on that Monday, that day before. So, it was just such an incredible high. I did an amazing week, the best week that I've ever done financially in my business. And it was like I was on such a high. Everything is always working out for me. And I got my tattoos done. I got my little angel wings, and I also got an Ankh and Goddess Isis tattooed under bust. So just absolutely in love with those tattoos and what they resemble for me. Um, and um, yeah, just like in love with life. Everything is always working out for me. Um, and this week too, we had a tear down job starting, and we were offered the opportunity to take some furniture from this tear down, and we were going to get the dishwasher. Our dishwasher's pretty old. We were going to get the dishwasher. We were going to get a beer fridge for the shed. We were going to get the couch. Um, and some outdoor furniture. And yeah, we were keen to get some of these pieces of furniture. Our couch is not particularly comfortable because we have kids who think that couches are for jumping around on and not sitting. And so even though the couch is only a couple of years old, it is very uncomfortable because you jump on it, you shove your feet into the nooks and crannies, and you push all of the foam out of the actual seat. So, I was really looking forward to this couch. Out of all the things, I was really looking forward to this couch. And yeah, we had opportunity to get it. I didn't have opportunity to get it. Michael had opportunity to get it. And he just kept leaving it and leaving it and leaving it and leaving it and leaving it. And then he finally went and got the trailer to go and pick it up. And he went there the day before it was all there. But on this day, everything was gone. Everything was gone. And I was really annoyed. I was really annoyed. I was really annoyed by this because it's just like everything in life. Um, you've got to take action on things. And if you don't take action on things, well, maybe sometimes the universe offers it to someone else who is going to take action. Um, and because he didn't take the action, The universe offered it to someone else. And then we missed out because we took too long. So, um, this happened as I was going into my breathe, and I was so disappointed. I was really looking forward to having a nice, comfortable couch again. And yeah, I was just so, so disappointed. And in my breathe, I was a bit unsure about my intention. Um, I had a few kind of ideas popping up um, around what happened here. And one of them was like, around taking action. Is it around taking action? When you don't take the action, you end up missing out. If you take too long, you end up missing out. One of my ideas is around trusting that everything is always working out for me. Like, do I need to redo that one because this didn't work out for me? Um, is it sitting with the feelings of disappointment, sitting with the feelings of um, what's happening for me in this moment? And we actually talking through the intention setting. Um, I brought those up, and what I actually landed on with my intention was to be completely honest and open with myself and allow myself space to grieve and feel relief. So, um, being in that place of disappointment, um, that heaviness in my chest and in my heart, um, I realized what I was experiencing was actually grief. And it it came to that because it was just allowing grief to be there. It was allowing grief to be there and being honest with myself about what was happening. And also, I felt some relief in my body with grief in a bizarre way. I felt relieved. And so, this is where the intention of allowing myself space to grieve and feeling relief um, became that intention. So the breathe itself, um, that's right. I've written here the beginning of my breathe, I would describe as functional freeze. I felt an overall numbness. I was unable to physically move, but at the same time, I was aware of lots of subtle sensations throughout my body. Um, there was like vibration and fibrillation. It's not a twitch, but it's, I don't know, how do you, um, fibrillation. It's not a twitch. It's not as forceful as a twitch, but it's just like this gentle humming happening in my body, within the muscles of my body. And I could feel the pulsation of my heart all over my body. Um, and my legs, my feet, my arms, my hands all felt really cold. So my limbs felt really cold. The cold, dry air was making my nasal passage and throat feel really dry and scratchy as I was breathing. My right ear, like right in, that's my left, but right in my ear, in the eustachian tubes, was that same sort of feeling that was in my nasal passage in my throat. I noticed I was also holding my breath. Um, and I was aware that I was in like this state of freeze that I described a functional freeze. I wanted to move, but I couldn't. I couldn't get myself to move. I was really stiff. And then later during the session, I was finally able to move and change my body position. The warmth came back into my hands and feet. I had visuals in my mind as I started to doze, in and out of sleep and in and out of consciousness. I recall a moment with my dad, but it wasn't my dad. It wasn't my actual dad. I remember this. Um, it was like a Maori New Zealander man, and we were in a fish and chip shop in New Zealand. I I don't know why that came into my mind, but it certainly did. Um, there was also this other visual that I had of a blue human-like creature with a forked tongue. I remember it had like black eyes and a forked tongue. Um, and that's lots of things happened, but I really don't remember them. I was, yeah, in and out of sleep. Um, and consciousness in this breathe. Um, as I came back into conscious breath, I could hear the facilitator dialoguing with one of the others in the group. Um, and even though she wasn't talking to me, I felt like I was supported. She wasn't talking to me, but I felt like I was being supported by the words that she was sharing with the other person. And then another two people came in and dialogued as well. Um and it continued. I still felt that continued support, even though I wasn't the one they were actually talking to. I don't remember exactly what their words were, but I just really felt supported in that moment. Um, I, and I've said this before, just get prompts of move this way, do this, do that. And I started to um, rock my pelvis side to side, um, and that movement itself felt very soothing. Um, and it felt very spacious. It felt also my physical body, like I felt my shoulders dropping away from my ears, and I felt a lot more spaciousness in my body. Um, and I could see, I could see how previous intentions had kind of interwoven themselves into this intention. And and yeah, it was kind of an interesting experience to be in this release of grief, um, holding space for myself and um, yeah, just allowing everything to be there. So yeah, that was my breathwork session for number 13. Number 13 that was, wasn't it? And I definitely felt a bit of a release. a bit of a release of grief. One of the things for me too is we hold grief in our chest. We hold grief in our lungs. And as someone who has a history of respiratory illness, asthma as a kid, I know for myself when I get sick, it gets into my lungs and it hangs around and it doesn't shift. And so I feel that there's a lot of grief in my body, or that there was a lot of grief in my body, and that I'm holding on to grief on behalf of other people. Having that hereditary predisposition to respiratory illness. This is something very much in my dad's um, genetic lineage. So um, there's, it was good to release. It felt relief to release and not have to hold on to that anymore. So that was my breathwork session 13. Um, yeah, just again, interesting to look back on on that and recall it and remember it and relive that experience in this way because as I keep saying, I do not feel now how I felt then. So much has shifted for me. And, it's really, really awesome to be in this space now. So yeah, thank you guys for watching and there's um lots of awesome sessions to still get through. Next session will be session number 14, and my last breathe was number 19. So we're nearly caught up. So look forward to seeing you in the next video and to continue seeing you all throughout my process here. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.